Ready, kids? Aye, Captain! I can't hear you!
Ahoy there, mateys. It's time to set sail on another episode of Unconstitutional Awakening, the podcast. I'm your host, Jim Bob Ovalshorts. And tonight, I'm going to be joined by Luis and Bandit, and we're going to host this really cool fella I met over there with Ghost when I was hanging out on his show, named Chris, who runs a show called the Rained-Out Rant Cast over there on the ATN network. He does live shows on Sunday nights, man, and he's out there doing all kinds of good stuff. And I'm really on the level about talking about pointing out atrocities, whether it be right, left, middle. He doesn't care. He likes to just point it out. And, you know, he seems like one of our kind of people. He got his start in memes and stuff like that and talking about the truth and pushing it out there. And this is what it's evolved in. And he seems like a really cool guy. I had a fun time with him over on the other show, and I imagine we're going to have a fun time with him this evening. Of course, you guys know that with anything and everything that we do on this show, we will definitely be sharing you guys all the links at your favorite website that there is, unconstitutionalawakening.com, your home for everything Unconstitutional Awakening. We've got all the links to get back to everything, whether it be watching our show or checking out all of our cool guests, or even checking out where all our hosts are over there on social media. There's links to get back onto Rumble, Odyssey, and BitChute. I see you guys over there. And again, as normal, thank you so much for all your love and everything you're doing with us over there, you guys. There's also links to get back to the show and where you can listen to it at on all the different streaming apps. There's so many of them, it's ridiculous now, guys. You can even listen to the show right there on the website, as well as our merch store, which has been doing real good for Christmas time. We appreciate you guys over there checking out all that UA stuff to hand out for Christmas. So keep up with it. You can also check out our friends in Liberty, Kirk Elliott, PhD, Peachy Key Creations, Ammo Can Survival, Brett Pike with Classical Learner and Homeschools Connected, and our newest one with the Pure Pet Wellness. There's links and discount codes included with each and every episode, so you guys can get you some cool stuff and support some people that are doing things outside of the norm. So I guess with any further ado, you guys, let's set sail on this one. Fantastic, you guys. Of course, you guys see this evening with me. I've got Luis and Bandit. And for those of you watching, if you don't, you can't see my guest. He's having some camera trouble. He was telling us there with his computer there, but he's totally here in voice for you guys listening. So this is Chris. He is the host of it's the Rained-Out Rant Cast is what you call it, right? Right there, buddy?
Yep. Rained-Out Rant Cast. It started when I would get rained out from work. And then after I was banned from everything, I'm basically rained out and left out in the cold. Totally. And then I rant about it.
Nice. No, I found you through my buddy Ghost that I made over here on what I've been telling everybody is kind of this weird podcast family I've been making over there on Instagram. I keep meeting all these great podcasters that are intertwined with all these other people, and I love talking to these folks because I love all your guys' shows and the different views and stuff that everybody has. And that's what I've been reaching out to do, is just get all these different viewpoints and show we can talk about some of these wild things without it being a crazy, angry conversation like the internet has been for probably the past 20 years. So, because I know we've all got different views and things and stuff, and it is what it is, and we got to find ways to coexist.
They only get angry if you talk about elections and flat Earth.
Right. That's dude. We've had some people get nuts around here for some. Good Lord, flat Earth is a touchy subject out here. That
Yeah, apparently Tom Green's into flat Earth now or something.
see, and I throw everybody for a loop and make them even angrier because while I'm like, well, it's not flat and it's not globe. We're inside of a fucking spaceship somewhere, bro. So like, just wrap your mind around that. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about, weirdo?
Seriously though, if you want a wild, if you want to follow somebody completely like out there, Tom Green on TikTok, he's almost unrecognizable from like his Hollywood days. He lives
He's been tweeting about
is he
flat Earth.
unrecognizable? Well, he's not.
Yeah, he has a
That's gonna
long
be-
beard, long hair. He wears a cowboy hat.
He
But
is
he's
the
still Tom
OG
Green.
troll. He is the
Yeah.
OG troll. So
He lives
still Tom
way out in the
Green.
middle of nowhere. He has a farm and animals, and he lives off grid.
I mean, he
he's,
kind of invented.
He's tweeting flat Earth now, like constantly. So I don't know.
I
It
think
is
he's-
interesting because he was very against the whole thing. He had started doing a podcast again from his living room in 2020, I think towards the end. And, it was a call-in show, so people would call in and flat Earth was brought up a lot. And he would pretty much be like, you're fucking retarded, not even want to even engage in the subject. And then now on Twitter for the past like 3 days, it's always been tweeting is flat Earth. Flat Earth, CERN, a couple other conspiracies, but he is the OG troll.
He really
Like,
is. You got to give him that.
So, because he said he did quote, "Flat Earthers are all around the globe," or whatever's on the Flat Earth Society website, and someone was like, "That's what they really say. Don't you get what you're saying?" So I'm pretty sure he's trolling. I don't know. Oh shit! Now he put his thing up as
He did. I had to pull this up as soon as I seen it.
He's probably trolling. Let's be real.
Yes.
but I mean the way he's doing it isn't. He's using points.
Wow. That's highly interesting though to see that he's sharing things like that. When we were just before we got started here, I totally made Bandit hush and because I didn't want to waste a good conversation outside of being recorded. He had brought up some of these 2023 predictions. And I guess with us getting close to the end of the year here, it's good to always think ahead on some random things. And he brought up Baba Yaga, and I made mention to you about that before we got started there, Chris, about how you made mention about the band or whatever that was doing the music after him out of Russia and stuff. Slaughter to Prevail, but Bandit was bringing up these predictions. Bandit, I'm gonna helm it over to you because I know you were excited about this. So what good things did you hear out of these predictions? Because I was thumbing through here and there's quite a bit. I guess for those of you who aren't familiar with Baba Yaga, she was a blind prophet, and she's made
Baba
tons
Vanga.
of. Yeah, I don't know how to say it properly. I'm going to say it wrong. I butcher names. That's my MO from the word go.
Yeah.
But she's predicted a bunch of different things from Princess Di's death to 9/11, the Soviet Union's crumbling
regular
and
old
stuff like
blind
that.
Alex Jones, huh?
Yeah. And Luis has her percentile, and it says here in this article I found that she's 85% correct. So that's interesting. And she did visions all the way up till she died in 1996 and left behind predictions that run until 5079, which I think you made a comment, Bandit, that's the same time frame that Nostradamus' go to too, right?
I don't know. I didn't say that. I
think
said that.
Nostradamus goes up to 3,000 something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, I mean that's interesting on its own, but she made all these predictions, and for this year, there's a whole list of things from Earth-changing orbit to solar tsunamis, bioweapons, nuclear explosions, the end of births, and like a couple other random things leading up into the next couple of years.
You guys seen that video of that company trying to sell their technology supposedly to make babies?
Yes.
Yeah, the artificial wombs.
Yeah, artificial wombs. Yeah, have you played that video, Jim?
Yeah,
No, I haven't played the video.
The
That
echoes.
is.
It's
That's
really
man-made horrors beyond.
beyond our wildest beliefs.
Yeah, don't.
Hey, I mean, you never know where it's going to go at, but actually, yeah, this is a real thing. There's even, I'm not even going to get into the video aspect of it.
I took that video and matched it with the Matrix, with Morpheus explaining
you?
the Matrix.
Did you?
Yeah, and it lays out very nicely. I need to reverse it though and put Morpheus. I kind of spliced them together as far as the visual part of it, but to put it back to that video that dropped and just put Morpheus over it, it fucking matches right up, man.
Is it on any of your channels? Because believe it or not, I've got all your channels pulled up.
Yeah, we'll play that one.
Should be on Twitter, I think. It's gonna be hard to find now because shit, that came out a week, and I tweet so much. I lost my job recently, so I fucking I tweet a lot, you know. So I got nothing else to do, so I'm trying to bump my Twitter numbers to the max, you know. Holy shit, my camera was plugged in.
Oh, there he is.
There we go.
Shit plugged in, dude. I there's so much shit plugged in. I don't know.
Bam, we found you there.
I can see you now, sir.
Yeah, I mean, if you go into the media, it should somewhere. I mean, there's
just keep scrolling. Do you ever remember today? So keep scrolling for because you're still in today.
Yeah, dude. You're gonna have to go way back, dude.
Just scroll like a.
I'm gonna scroll while y'all talk
on there. I don't think I put it on. It's so hard to keep up with every fucking platform all the fucking time.
You are correct.
You know, the website kind of helps with that, where you can basically post to Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, I think, all at the same time. I just am too lazy. I haven't set it up. But I don't have a job. I should probably fix that. I should probably fix my website. You know.
Make it your new job, sir.
Yeah, I should. You know, I should be dropping fucking episodes left and right, but all I do is get on Twitter Space and fucking Clubhouse.
Well, it's about discovering as well what fits your next journey if you want an employment or you want to build something for yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm in this weird spot because they pulled the plug right after Thanksgiving on us, you know, sent us with a little severance, and then like the unemployment is fucking shit, you know. It's not COVID 2020, you know, where we're getting an extra 600 bills on, you know, your 6 bills on top of, you know, our unemployment for free. So, and with the holidays, you know, it puts me in a spot where like I'm just like in limbo at the moment. And what do I do? What do I want to do next? I'm really tired of working for money, you know. But
yeah,
even having money work for me, we're in a position where how long is that going to last? How long's that type of shit going to last? You know.
Fair.
Because we're moving into CBDC, social credit score, blah blah blah. You know, I made the tweet. It might have been on Facebook where I said, you know, the elf on the shelf is the introduction to social credit scores and Big Brother surveillance. Because it is. I mean, like,
sure,
that's it.
We don't do the elf around here. Like you know, just on my old lady's saying on it is we don't allow Faye into the house, but like. On that aspect of it, I've definitely looked at it like that. Like you just said, like, yeah, you're just teaching your kid that like surveillance state stuff's okay. Like that's
yeah. I mean, when that first came out, you know, fuck, how old is Elf on the Shelf? I mean, they got Snoop on the Stoop and all that shit too. But
what is it now?
Do you want Snoop or something too?
What was yours, Jimmy?
Tyrant on a hydrant.
That was
there. You go.
He did a good job with that one.
Dude, the comments were wild on that one, man. There were a few people in the comments section that were like,
that was good. Yeah.
They were like, I had no idea. And my mind had been broadened by these comments. And they're like, thank you. I had been taught something totally different by
Tyrant on Hydrant. Okay, yeah.
That's we've got this group page that we've all kind of been running together for a while now. We've lost it and regained it under multiple different names.
On Facebook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's been kind of the same crew of people just throwing the memes out for a long
I
while.
cannot believe my Facebook fucking group is still alive. Like it's
Nice.
just wild. It was wild west. You could post whatever the fuck you want. It grew to like 1,000 right away, and then it hit a wall.
I,
And then we
Look,
got
I'll come clean when we had a break in the original crew that was on here and on the pages and stuff on Facebook, and we had a group that was tied to it called Now That's What I Call Mental Gymnastics. And when they locked me out of everything else, they forgot to lock me out of that, and I mutinied the fuck out of it and like took over that group, and it still exists and kind of has the same rules going on there. Like you that's one of the
I
first things that we said is if you're
Not
going to be
just
in
that
this
group,
group,
but it took a page too.
I did take a page with it too, but
We won't go. We'll
we
leave
won't
that
go
at
into that. But the the group thing is great because it's kind of like you said, it's a anomaly. I don't know why it's still there because it is a wild west spot where everybody that's kind of in that group isn't there to report. They're just there to laugh. They don't care what it's about. They're not gonna report anything or fight each other. They're just there to share their memes with the rest of the meme groups and stuff. And it's great to have some of that stuff too because I don't know why, but there still is a population on Facebook that pays attention to the meme world, and that's where I got my start. Like
That's where I got my start through Tinfoil's group, Tinfoil Hats group, because
Nice.
they gave me the ability just to post straight through the group without being checked.
Yeah,
Because everything I was dropping about COVID was like on point,
yeah,
and I was doing it just boom, 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 because I wasn't working at that point either. And so I'm all over it, and they let me pass through. And once they did that, then when I fired a live and shared it into the group, it was instantly going and people were joining. When before you'd have to wait for someone to approve it. It could take anywhere from 5 minutes to fucking 5 days before someone would approve it. But I had it straight through because the admins got together or whatever and let me just pass right through. And that's how I built my shit was out of Tinfoil's group. And then I I changed my Facebook name to El COVID. And that really fucking pissed them off. And then
absolutely.
They demonetized me and said, you can't run ads. They took away El COVID, but they're idiots. And before they took El COVID, I had ran an ad before they had completely demonetized me. I'd ran, I paid like $5 and you get like 10,000 hits on these things, and good engagement for $5, $1, something, you get good engagement on it. Well, when I first did it, it makes you sign a contract, right? And I was on Facebook as El COVID. So they made me sign a digital contract as El COVID, right? So when they made me verify, there's a list you can send in like passport, your driver's license, these IDs. One is a contract, right? And the other is a certified letter. So I just wrote, I go by El COVID, signed El COVID, took a picture, sent it in, and then I sent a screenshot of their fucking contract that they made me sign as El COVID. And it took like 2.5 weeks. And then all of a sudden my shit on my birthday in 2020, they fucking opened up El COVID back up.
Nice.
And let me go. At that point I had to give administration to multiple people for both my Rantcast pages, for my Paralyzed Keanu Reeves page, for my fucking that had this thing going. It was funny, but and then my group, I have to give administration privileges to multiple people.
Yeah,
because when I get pulled, my pages stay. But they pulled my original Rantcast page. They just pulled it. There was nothing. They didn't. Nothing. It had so much shit on there too. Like I got away with Plandemic running on there live, and it stayed up. It had 58,000 views on it, and it was one of the only places on Facebook that hadn't been taken down.
I had we talk about how I'm on my 20th something Facebook profile, and then throughout that, I have lost so many pages. And a lot of what you're talking about there is because I was trying to do it myself for a while there, and they'd nuke me and pages would go with it. And then I started branching out and adding admin that were scattered around in different places to try to keep us there. And then they would start not only nuking us, but they'd nuke the entire admin team when they would take out the page. And this happened a couple times. One of the biggest pages that I had that was pushing 100,000 on Facebook, which is quite a lot, was that "Give me liberty, give me death." That was me for the longest time, just kind of running solo. And I added like my wife and another guy that I've had on the show in the past, and it just grew from there. And that page was wild and was going so good. And then when they nuked me, they took me and like five admin out, and then we like did it with some other pages, and they just kept nuking us off in different times and stuff. That's when I learned, like you were saying, that if you had different people on there, they didn't take the page quite as much. So I would have multiple pages and multiple profiles, and at one point in time, I was had my hands in probably close to 15 to 20 Facebook pages just myself, out there helping other people push stuff out there and stuff like that. And like they've I got to the point where I was just like, you know what, if they're going to nuke me, I'm just going to keep coming back. And I made it like a personal vendetta just to make a joke. I'm just like, Mark Zuckerberg has got to say the name Jim Bob Oval Shorts publicly if he ever wants
You
me
got
to
hit with
quit.
you got
like
hit
being
during
on
the
there.
original purge
I got
of
hit.
Facebook.
They killed my Mac ID.
Beef,
They
Yeah.
killed my fucking modem, dude. They killed my equipment, so
a
I
couple
couldn't.
phones I've been
Yeah.
IP banned from. Like
Yep. And see, dude, like if I'm on there, like on Facebook and shit, all I do is post mainstream articles. I post mainstream studies. I post fucking like I don't get on there and I don't be like, oh, you're a libtard or, do any type of like name calling or anything like that because I know as soon as you do it, boom, you're hit. You're fucking getting a ban, you're getting a block or some shit, So I try to be as
climate-based stuff.
What's that?
Now they're fighting the climate.
Oh my God, have you seen this yet?
What's that?
Somebody, his wife posted something, and I was like, "Oh wait, look, it's right there."
Yeah, I'm
And it
gonna
was
go
a joke,
find it.
and they put that in a joke.
Yeah, and see, they're doing that climate like.
Are they gonna try
everything?
to correct flat earthers now? The Earth is actually.
But see, they're having a really hard time pulling this nonsense directly right after the COVID crap. Because
they also don't even show
COVID,
the data. Yeah, they show
COVID,
like a very small slice.
Yeah, COVID woke up so many people to the nonsense, and now they're trying this climate change stuff, and it's not going over how they want it to go over with people. People are not accepting this.
No, because it's fucking retarded.
It is retarded, man.
Like, it's they've pushed this for so fucking long. One of my favorite clips, I wish I knew we were going to talk about this, I would have had it pulled up, but when CNN Potato Head guy, he had the creator of the Weather Channel on, and he's like, "No, you listen to me, boy."
He said it was nonsense.
Yeah. And they're like, "Well, so and so of the Weather Channel now." Well, he doesn't even have a fucking degree in what are you talking about? I created the Weather Channel. Like I have degrees in meteorology and all that shit. The guy that's running it is just a guy running it. Like he knows nothing.
The reality is with weather is if our weather predictions up to 10 days has a pretty high error rate. And when you look at the models, the problem lies in the stacking of that data. So one is that to run a model that encompasses the entire planet, we don't have the computing capacity, in all honesty, to run models of that scale because it's like a chaos theory. A butterfly flaps its wings over in Ohio, and in Texas you get a hurricane. In Texas you get a tornado. Like that idea is based on the understanding that there is a lot of small, tiny moving parts that then can encompass a much larger system. And because of the error of creation, gets exponential when it comes to those weather models. There is a very high error rate, and there has never, like, if you look at all of the weather models since the 70s to now, when it comes to those predictions, the majority of them are flat out wrong on almost everything.
99% of them are wrong. Look at, if you look, there's a chart that's out where it goes year by year by year by year. Like, oh, we're all going to be dead by, 2020. Everything's going to be frozen by 2020. Acid rain's going to kill everybody in the 90s. The ozone layer will be
Gonna be out of
depleted by
oil.
the
Acid
80s.
rain. I
We
forgot
will be
about that.
completely out of oil by the
I was scared I was
late,
gonna melt
late
in the rain.
90s.
Captain
late 90s.
Planet.
Yes.
Damn you, Captain Planet.
Yes, I was afraid to
What?
go
You
outside.
recycle?
I was going to melt as a kid
You
because of
recycle.
acid. Yeah.
You recycle. So Captain.
I remember in school they showed, like pictures of statues in places that had heavy acid rain, and they would be, it would show like now I can't even think the degradation,
But
whatever the fucking.
you got to realize that was over decades and
Yeah.
decades and decades, not instantaneous, but they didn't tell you that.
Nope.
Um,
They don't tell you a lot of things in school.
They told you
Yeah.
acid
Oh.
rain came from nuclear power. When nuclear power,
I remember that. I remember that.
only
Especially
produces
after
water vapor.
especially after the 3 Mile Island incident.
Oh yeah, Captain Planet was such disinformation.
Oh, it
Captain
was
Planet
propaganda. It was propaganda.
It was very well stylized propaganda.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun.
Aimed at our generation of kids.
So,
Aimed
so
at
this
literally at
is
us.
Yeah.
this is an '80s newspaper actually that was talking that there's.
Oh, that's right. It
China
happened right when the
syndrome.
China syndrome came out. That's right.
All right, yeah, that there was a leak at the PA nuclear power plant, and it was going to cause acid rain
Yeah.
and China syndrome and other things, and like that's straight old school propaganda. Like, I mean, to me it hasn't changed. It still looks, it's the same shit. It's just a different person in it this time. Like, it's the same storylines that they've been
It's
pulling.
been
for
super
decades.
shredded.
Like,
Been super shredded as far as now
The
through-
ooze, dude.
Yeah,
It's
now
steroids.
it's-
The ooze.
Steroids
It is.
in the ooze.
through Twitter,
Can you play that
Facebook,
clip,
and
though?
Instagram and
The
shit.
Weather Channel. You
That
had a
is
clip.
funny.
yeah,
I was talking to somebody earlier about this dude, and they're like, I kind of feel bad. He lost his job, and I'm like, I don't fucking awesome. He got a great pension. He's fucking fine. His whatever. He can go home and fuck his whatever he does at home and have a great time. And
Who? What guy?
fuck him, dude. I thought it was fucking hilarious that he got fired. I can't wait to laugh at Anderson Cooper
should-
and the other ones when they get fucking fired.
It was.
Oh, you mean these
are you
rich
talking about
people
the-
from CNN?
Yes, the fucking.
and then
Millionaires.
Yeah, they are fine. They are fine. You should be allowed to laugh and laugh and laugh when they're crying with their sign off at the end.
That guy, before he was fired, he had a show about misinformation.
Yeah.
He literally
About
was
misinformation,
He was a
full of
piece shit.
misinformation.
Yes.
Like, and they think they're so much like better than their listeners or viewers, and like
they're pure
it's
evil
so-
encompassed in a
They
shell
are.
of oozy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, they
Well,
probably not even real people.
This applies to people at Fox. This applies to people in several.
Yep.
It's not exclusive to CNN.
no, but CNN's got like they're just like, I don't know, man. Like the fucking potato head, that guy was so gross. And the Kumar.
What was his
Please play
name?
Potato Head. Please.
I don't
was
know what
his
his
name?
fucking
Are
name.
you- the
Brian
potato head-
Stelter.
Brian Stelter. Yeah.
Is that what his name is?
Brian Seltzer Water.
Yeah.
Okay,
Brian
yeah.
Stelter.
Yep.
They
This guy?
compared. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. Please play it. That was when he was younger.
it's a 9-minute clip. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but you can listen to a little bit of it.
The George Costanza cut.
I fast forwarded a little bit where George Costanza here went on for like, as you can see, a minute and a half talking about who
you gotta
this
go to
guy
YouTube,
was.
pull this up because it's got that. Oh, maybe it is like 9 minutes because that dude rips into him.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I really appreciate you," and he goes, "No, you just shut up now."
"Do I got the sound on or did I not?" Okay, this is good. It actually kicks right off with him. I need to I need to fix something because I don't think I had the share.
Yeah, he definitely right away. I mean, he starts trying to suck his balls, and that old man's like, "Fuck you, dude! You fucking little propagandist bastard! You."
Here we go. I will start it.
That's what he was thinking. I'm just paraphrasing the rest.
No. I will back up to about where I was because he was at here. He was giving up he was just chatting.
This is a life and death matter. I've said before here on reliable sources that I don't think there are two equal sides to climate change. The scientific consensus is that it's real. The debate is over what to do about it. And the press has to be careful about creating this notion of sides. But Coleman's platform as a co-founder of a channel dedicated to weather is unique, and so is the channel's declaration that it believes climate change is happening. So this morning, both players are here, Coleman and the CEO of the Weather Channel, David Kenny. First, let me bring in John Coleman. He's in San Diego this morning. Thank you for being here.
It's nice to be on CNN. Hello to all your viewers. I resent you calling me a denier. That is a word meant to put me down. I'm a skeptic about climate change, and I want to make it darn clear, Mr. Kenny's not a scientist. I am. He's the CEO of the Weather Channel now. I was the founder of the Weather Channel, not the co-founder.
And I'm glad you did, because I am addicted to the Weather Channel. I watch a lot of cable news.
Now. Hold on just a minute. I'm not done. And CNN has taken a very strong position on global warming that it is a consensus. Well, there is no consensus in science. Science isn't a vote. Science is about facts. And if you get down to the hard, cold facts, there's no question about it. Climate change is not happening. There is no significant man-made global warming now. There hasn't been any in the past, and there's no reason to expect any in the future. There's a whole lot of baloney, and yes, it has become a big political point of the Democratic Party and part of their platform.
Just as co-founder at the bottom.
Political instead of scientific, but the science is on my side.
I don't think we're going to come to a conclusion about the topic right here. What I do wonder, though, is when you see
you wouldn't allow it to happen on CNN. But I'm happy that I got on the air and got a chance to talk to your viewers. Hello, everybody. There is no global warming.
What I do wonder is when you see the government, when you see NASA, when you see other institutions say that 97% of climate scientists agree, do you think they're making it up? What I don't understand is how you square that.
Well, that's a manipulated figure, and let me explain it to you. The government puts out about $2.5 billion directly for climate research every year. It only gives that money to scientists who will produce scientific results that support the global warming hypothesis of the Democrat Party position. So they don't have any choice. If you're going to get the money, you got to support their position. Therefore,
and you can put that with pharma.
Scientific reports.
You can put that with anything you want to do.
But I mean, that's exactly how pharma's running the fucking show. It's with studies, with their studies, with the crisis in scientific research, which the majority of the crisis of scientific research is in medical science because of the grants, because of the money, because of the bullshit involved in it. That's why we are where we're at. And that's why, Pfizer gets to run gay AIDS commercials on Fox, ironically.
Well, I mean, think about I think about when I was a kid, and like having TBS on when I'd come home from school, and every other commercial was for
broadcasting network
some other. Every other commercial was for some other.
You're going back, aren't you?
Oh, Luis. Every other commercial was for some other kind of like medicine for some other new disease that they've just figured out. And my favorite one to always bring up, and people always give me flack because they're like, "Oh man, that really is kind of a thing." And I'm like, sure, but I remember when they first started talking about, do your legs feel tingly at night? Then you might have restless leg syndrome. And I'm just like,
we're not getting into this,
bro.
Right
are we really going this route? Like, are we really just trying to attack any and every feeling that we have?
Whenever I heard of this, it was like I imagined somebody just walking along and their leg just restless leg, those leg just kicking out to the side like that. I'm just like. And what goes with that is, have you noticed the side effects to these drugs and how happy people are like, oh, I no longer have like this.
You may bleed out of your eyes and shit yourself to death, but it's okay.
I can fuck anybody in the ass because I took Prep H or whatever. Like
they
it's
don't.
pretty
They
crazy.
don't also talk about.
They don't tell the
effects
side
of
effects. You're gonna
preps.
fucking
Yeah.
it'll fucking kill you at some point. It's gonna
My
fucking
favorite, no,
destroy your
hands
immunity.
down, my favorite was when Frito, what was it, Lay's was using Olestra as to cook the chips, Olestra, and it would cause. They had to put a warning on the back of the chips. Warning may cause anal leakage.
Yes. That
Do you
was like the
remember that?
baked Lays. Baked Lays.
Yeah, it was the baked Lay. It was Lay's regular potato chips or whatever, and that was only back in the 90s, man.
Yep. It was a special baked Lays. It was like a special off.
Used
It was
Olestra.
Lay's chips, but it was a special chip, and it was after they'd been out for like 2 years. Someone's like, "Holy shit! Did you see this on the back?"
Holy shit!
I sit on the toilet because I'm bleeding out of my ass eating these chips, and it says something about.
No, it would cause you to
kind of
shit
small.
yourself. Yeah,
but it totally says right there. It says this product contains Olestra.
I never had that crap,
and it may cause abdominal cramping and loose stools. Olestra inhibits the absorption of some vitamins and other nutrients.
See, and people didn't like that stuff, so they just changed it to natural ingredients.
Yeah,
everything just says natural ingredients.
I think that was the moment in my teenage years that I was like, maybe the government's trying to kill us.
Man, I was stoned all the time. I never thought about that with the anal leakage. Giving us those delicious baked wows, and I'm about
they kept trying to take everybody away from like fried foods and try to introduce all these other ways to do it, which are just way more unhealthier for you. Like all these seed oils and stuff. Like I guess spending a good portion of my life in the South, I have seen a lot more things cooked in animal fat. And if it was something that
tallow,
if it was something that my grandmother always said, is that there's a difference in deep frying and boiling in oil. And if you're deep frying something, you're using a beef fat or even a pork fat to cook your meat in, and that's actually cooking it or deep frying it. Whereas cooking it in these seed oils is literally just boiling it in oil, and you're changing like a lot of your potatoes, for example, when you fry them in these seed oils, you're actually turning them in like carcinogenic. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm probably saying it wrong, but
no, you're right.
Okay. Yeah, and the seed oils is what's causing this drop in. Is it causing a drop in testosterone and a rise in estrogen? I think it is. Or maybe that's just the plastic everybody's drinking or something.
Oh, the mixture of the soy, the plastic, and all these seed oils,
soil,
and they're. Well, another thing with those seed oils is a lot of these seed oils. I've seen some good videos of that they've showed, like real video evidence, of course, at the factories and stuff, where that shit's dark as hell, and they literally bleach it basically to get it back to a lighter color. Like if you're in there eating canola oil, then you might as well just be fucking yourself up in other ways anyway, because like that stuff is a great example of something that's just terrible for you.
Check that out.
McDonald's fries tasted so much better when they were still fried in beef tallow.
Oh, they were way better.
Oh, they were so much better.
Because this is the weird thing.
So
McDonald's
much better.
Fries before were healthier.
Yeah. Yep.
You know that the McDonald's fries, it's a special potato that's in Idaho or whatever. And when they pick that potato, they have to throw it in a building that it has to sit in for like a week, I think, all the potatoes to release the gases from the pesticides and the shit that's in the potatoes in the ground. No, I think it's a whole week or 2 weeks or something. It's got to sit there and gas just to get that part out.
McDonald's wants perfect fries, and because they want perfect fries, very specific type of potato, and they were explaining how that was a very bad idea.
It fucks up all of agriculture and shit. Just trying
long fries.
Yep, and perfect. And they have to cook perfectly, and it's just.
It's a particular strain of potato, which is not that healthy to eat in relation to strain.
And once they could get away with this crazy shit, it was just on, right? Like
Just go to
it's
Five
been for
Guys,
20
get
some.
more fat. That's it.
Yeah.
Go to Five Guys.
Five Guys is where it's at. But the like the burgers where they found out they were pressurizing them with ammonia. I worked inside that plant, right? I worked
What
in
brand was doing pressurization of ammonia for burgers?
McDonald's. This is when the pink slime. Remember the pink slime? Probably
That
2000.
was for the the McNuggets or something.
No, the McNuggets is the same thing, except in this building, it was called Beef Products Incorporated, right? And a maintenance guy, I guess, came up with this who worked inside of. I don't know if I could get sued for. I could probably get sued, I guess. So he worked inside of and inside of there, he was a maintenance man, and he created a way to
That's awesome.
to be able to take all of the beef trimmings, right? Because the beef trimmings is you don't want to eat that shit, right? It's got bacterias and stuff like that. So he figured out a way to put them basically in. It's like a dryer, and it fucking cycles and it pressurizes with ammonia, and that ammonia fucking kills all the bacteria and shit. And then they can grind it up and make it into a beef paste, and then they make it into the patty. People found out about this. Now I worked there. I was a maintenance man at the plant there, and I worked in the rendering spot. I worked in hell, right? They would kill I think it's 5,000 cows per 8-hour shift, right? And I worked in the kill floor underneath, so it's hell. It's where like heads are dropping and hides are falling, and the hides come off in one shot. Of a pneumatic claw grabs the hide after someone's cut it in perfect spots and rips it right off, and the fucking it'll still be twitching when it's laying on the floor. It's fucked up. But anyways, this other building I'd walk through every once in a while. And like I said, I worked in hell, and they had these massive gut bins, like 20 plus feet tall, deep fucking gut bins. One broke one time, overspilled with guts, and then they fucking rotted, and it had to be cut out piece by piece, take it out of the building. Anyways, when I'd walk through the BP part, when I'd walk through there, it smelled so fucking bad, right? And this is where the product is basically not finished. It's something was being done with it. I didn't know because I didn't actually work for that company, right? It just was weird. Skip ahead, I don't know, like 5 years later, I remember I went to McDonald's once and I got a double cheeseburger, and it tasted like ammonia was in it. I threw it out, and I didn't eat any after that, right? I've eaten McDonald's here and there since, but after that, it was kind of like smoking. One time I'd smoked two and a half packs a day. One time I fucking hit a Marlboro, tasted like shit, and that was pretty much it. I threw the pack away, and that was it. But anyways, I tasted that ammonia. I thought maybe someone was spraying, cleaning, hit my burger or whatever, but I didn't eat the shit anymore. Then come to find out what they were doing in that plant where I worked was they pressurized that meat with ammonia and then would wash it out. So some of that stuff, traces of ammonia was getting through, right, into people. And they sit here and tell it's are you looking it up, pink slime? Yeah. Ammonium hydroxide to wash meats. They call it washing, but it's pressurizing. So it's high pressure. 'Cause Jamie Oliver showed the chicken nuggets, but where I was at, that wasn't a chicken nugget process. I think they took this guy's idea of the pressurizing with ammonia and moved it into the chicken side too. So it's just, I mean, when they got away with it, they got away with it. And I believe they may have had a lawsuit and might have won it, and they're still allowed to do it today.
Yes. Actually, I was finding that right there. Is that
there was a story going around that there was two doctors that went into McDonald's. One was allergic to chicken, and he ate like 20-piece nuggets and didn't have a reaction. Like it was to the point where like if he bit into chicken, it would be the whole your throat would start closing up. Yeah. And he ate 20-piece nugget meals and nothing happened.
Died of a heart attack right on the spot.
Well,
but he didn't have a shot.
Particular.
I mean, have you guys seen the movie Super Size Me?
Oh yeah, I mean, what happened with that? I'm surprised McDonald's allowed that.
Sales went up after that movie.
Well, did they? Just goes to show like what.
Did you ever see the parody version, Super High Me?
Oh yeah, I was high, I forgot. But that Super Size Me, and then he did
number 2.
I can't remember.
He did a Super Size Me Part 2.
Did
I don't
he?
remember what he did
He
for
almost
that
died
part.
on the first one.
He couldn't complete
Yeah.
the 30 days because after 2 weeks of eating McDonald's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all snacks, everything, the
And
doctor was
supersized.
like, yeah, the doctor was like, you need to stop this or you will die before your 30 days.
So I had, I guess a lot of us guys go through this kind of stuff. Like we've had roommates and stuff growing up and throughout years. And there was me and this guy that is a really good friend of mine. And he was the manager of a McDonald's for some time. And he actually proved this to me, bringing home his handbook and showing me in his handbook that it recommends in the handbook to not eat the food from the restaurant because you can be, it can be prone to be sickness, and if you get sick from it, the insurance will not cover you. And that there's a lot of other food products and other things that are in there that after you touch them, you have to treat them as if you just came in contact with like fucking highly radioactive poison or some shit. You have to immediately go to like a wash station and such. Like you cannot touch this stuff without the proper protection when you put it into the whatever you're cooking or whatever, because of how fucking dangerous this shit is. And we've all probably seen the videos by now of like the people that have got 30 and 40-year-old McDonald's now inside of glass jars that looks exactly like it did 30 or 40 years ago.
That's why we all look young. That's my theory. All the preservatives and all the food we've eaten is why I look great. You guys look great. I don't know all your ages. I'm 40, so I look amazing.
Getting close. I just celebrated a birthday this week, so
I'll be 40.
birthday.
I'll be 42 the beginning of next year.
Yeah, man. I mean,
and look
my
back at
theory
40s
is it's
and
these
50s
preservatives, because a lot of us had parents who we were coming right out of the feminist movement, I guess, and women starting to work, and both parents working 8 hours, and now we're being put into the government basically funded daycare where they propagate and with that school. They put us in school, destroyed the family unit. I don't know where I'm going with this rant, so this happens to me quite often.
Go for it.
I just start ranting. We could let's just segue into something else. You want to segue into Twitters? What's going on over there?
I was,
FBI?
Dude, have you seen all of that stuff like that?
Oh, dude, I was just on with I might have mentioned it earlier, that Clint from Liberty Lockdown on a space. He was debating some guy who was saying it's not a violation of the First Amendment. And the dude was right that it wasn't a violation of the First Amendment because they use Twitter as a buffer, right? The government used Twitter as a buffer. So the government gets to blame Twitter and Twitter gets to blame the government. Nobody's ever going to be held accountable, but they got to reveal to everybody that they stole the election. They fucking...
No. It is a violation of the First Amendment because it is a direct action by the state in order to coerce speech. So whoever said that, no. It is a direct violation of the First Amendment. It is just you have.
But Twitter did not have to act upon that. Twitter, being a private company, does not have to act upon what the government tells them. They can tell the government to fuck off. They did not, though. They did it, right? And inside Twitter, Twitter
violated the First Amendment because of the desires of the state.
Yes. So with that buffer,
that's coercion. That's still that buffer doesn't matter. It's direct coercion. You don't.
We're run by snakes and lawyers, man.
You don't do what the federal government told you to do. You will lose access to data. You will eventually lose access to pipes.
Yes, cohesion and under duress
from certain lines of it. Like the government, if they want to, they can destroy Twitter overnight. They're not going to obviously do that because they will showcase to the world that the difference between the CCP and the control over Tencent, the control over Huawei, the control over ByteDance, the control over all these companies that are part of the CCP.
TikTok.
There's no, ByteDance. There is no separation between state and corporation in the US either. Facebook. Condoleezza Rice is in the board of Facebook.
Well, Peter Thiel fucking gave Mark Zuckerberg $800,000 August of 2004 with the money from LifeLog. He was what they call an angel investor, but he's using Black Ops government money.
Yeah, we all knew that Facebook.
In-Q-Tel was invested by In-Q-Tel. No, it gets worse. Facebook actually stole code. So Facebook's original code was based off an MIT professor who Mark Zuckerberg knew the son, and then he got access to the source code and got access and copied the code. He got sued in court, and the government blocked the lawsuit.
Yeah, I mean, because they knew
he was working for the government.
Yeah, they like the whole Twitter thing. To me, it seems like, and then with these file drops, Elon puts out a poll: should I step down? Right? It just seems like
he needs somebody else.
He's
I don't even know the company though.
They should, Tom from MySpace should come back and run.
They've been talking back and forth.
Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi.
Justin Timberlake bought MySpace.
Yeah, so Tom's not busy. He tweeted
the thing
Elon,
is, it's
I'll take it,
This all, I mean, and those Twitter files, it's going to be all stuff that we conspiracy theorists, conspiracy oracles already knew this stuff. It was like the whole, drop with the Kennedy assassination files from the CIA. All 14,000 pages can be reader digested down into one sentence. The CIA did it.
Yeah.
I mean, so what? I mean,
people have been saying that for a while.
14,000 pages.
Was George W. Bush Sr.?
He was not the head. He was not the head of the CIA then.
No. But he was in Dallas.
Yeah, he was in Dallas.
Yeah, I think the Twitter files are just used as revelation. To say, look, these conspiracy nuts are fucking right. We did steal the election. We did interfere. We did fucking block you, ban you. We put out fucking blacklist. We fucking had our own fucking portal right into fucking Twitter. We had 80 plus agents. We gave Twitter $3.5 million.
Other companies are also doing the same thing.
Yeah. He can only release what's needed on Twitter. You don't have to release anything else now. I mean, you had Mark on old Joe Rogan going, the FBI came to us and they said there's going to be some Russian shit. We better watch out for it. And then we just moved everything way down. We didn't make them so you couldn't post it, but nobody could fucking see it. Whoa, yeah, is that called shadow banning? Like Joe Rogan, what an idiot.
So I was posting even through Bitly the actual leak, and I got my account attacked. They were like, "Oh, you're violating rules." They never specified what rule I violated. They never specified anything. I try to explain to somebody, "Hey, I literally cannot send you this link, even if I shroud it inside of another link." They're reading it and they're like, "Nope."
Yeah, wait, it's like we all need a mass class action. I guess we all need to jump on with James Woods. James Woods, he's suing the government. I think we have to go after the government violated the First Amendment, but they did it through this buffer, through Twitter, through a middleman, through Facebook, and these companies that they got us basically to fight over and say they're private, man. They can do whatever they want, but no, they're not. They got to be able to do this, and they can't have Nazis on there, and this and that, and a private, right? So they use that as like a fucking buffer. So there's gonna be no fucking accountability for this whatsoever. It's just another revelation to say, yo, yeah, they were right, dude. And the coup's already over. Now we're just moving and waiting for our CBDCs to fucking work out, and there I go, ranting.
I mean, the central bank digital currencies, they start slow. First, it's going to be interbanking. Then it's going to be for payments. Then it's going to be, hey, we have a new offer now. If you authorize, you officially allow the account, or the government straight up just going to say every citizen in the United States now has $500 in their bank account.
In
Go
Bitcoin.
Claim it. Go connect your account to you.
Yep. And they were like, thank God all the old people died of that COVID shit because they can't figure out these stupid wallets. These stupid fucking Bitcoin accounts. to get into this digital thing, you really got to get rid of these old people. They can't figure out how to fucking run these Rokus, right? How the fuck are they going to figure out how to run a Bitcoin wallet, right? How the fuck are they going to know how to fuck with their cummies and send them back and forth to fucking collect their porn change? You know what I'm saying? It's impossible. So we got to get rid of those old people. Right. And then we bring in the CBDCs. And now the New York Exchange, right? They've got that 13-week program going on with other banking, whatever, all over the U.S. They've got a 13-week program with the CBDCs. You know, at the banks, you know how they had a 10% banking reserve that has been in place since
turned off since 2020.
Yeah, March of 2020. They shut that off. The banks don't even have to have any money in the banks. There's like at some point when
on steroids.
yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Well,
but the CBDC beta test has been already going 4 or 5 weeks. I believe towards the end of this is when they're going to reveal that Tether has been robbed by Alameda Research, and then they're going to show everybody, pull the plug on that. That's where Bitcoin's going to have a major fucking crash.
Oh, he went to the hospital. He's sick.
Oh no, that turned out not to be true. That was the whale people. He's going to be killed for sure. I mean, he's definitely going to fucking die. He's
not Epsteining himself.
No, he hasn't been Epstein yet, but I mean, there's no way. I mean, they arrested him the day he's supposed to testify, so he didn't have to testify. You have Maxine Waters sending out, hey, if you think you could make it to and testify for us, the sweet little Jewish boy guy, or whatever. And I'm surprised they haven't ran with, he's autistic, because he does all these fucking Twitter spaces and all these fucking interviews. And he's like, I just didn't know. I just, I should have just had better hindsight, or, I should have had better I just didn't know. I just didn't. What? You had like $32 billion. Like, what do you, well, I just, they were using QuickBooks. With $30-something billion, and Tether, which was created by Brock Pierce, right? The pedophile Brock Pierce, who created Den with Mark Collins Rector, right? So he created Tether, and then at some point, there's only 2 major exchanges that deal with Tether as far as these major pushes back and forth.
So
with Tether.
competitor to Tether die. One of the founders was killed in Puerto Rico.
Of Tether?
No, die, which is a competitor to Tether.
And see, Tether gave
coin, and he was found in the waters by where I lived, by where I grew up, with his wallet and fully clothed. Yeah,
isn't he the one that said something about a pedophile thing being in the crypto? Yep. There's been 3 or 4 of them that have died recently of these, running these exchanges, and then come to find out, Boris Johnson's brother was on the board of Binance. For their UK shit.
It gets worse.
I didn't even know he had a brother.
Iger was part of FTX.
Who was?
Iger, now the head of Disney. So
oh no shit. Yeah, I mean everybody's wrapped up in this.
Thing happened. Iger became the head of Disney again.
But when Tether collapsed was when they go, because they've never been able to audit Tether. Tether gave Alameda $32 billion with, like, it wasn't even on pay. It wasn't even they just gave them $32 billion. So there's no fucking money there. It's supposed to be a stable coin that is dollar for fucking Tether. And when they find out that that's empty, that a stable coin, the most stable coin in the crypto space, is essentially a scam because it's been drained.
But it was Binance who pulled the rug under them, because Binance owned a bunch of FTX, and what they did was they just pulled the assets right out under them, and because they couldn't liquidate like at the rate that they were taking it out, that's kind of how Binance, this CZ, that's a abbreviation of his name. He is the one likely that brought down FTX, and there's like actually O'Leary does a good breakdown. Listen to his whole speech in Congress on what the fuck was going on.
Oh, Kevin O'Leary,
yeah. So he's the one to mention Zyger for 1 second, and then they completely.
Yep. I think I have that clip.
Yeah, the whole clip. He goes deeper into detail. Just if you want to learn more, like, because he was mentioning the other people. That's why everybody was trusting them, because his parents were compliant. Like,
They're lawyers.
The corruption was there when his parents were about that system, so they knew how to bend it to their will. His parents are likely the ones that designed all that. The assets were under his parents.
I seen a report that his dad wrote some bill for Elizabeth Warren. Some financial bill that
Elizabeth Warren is pure evil and comes in a
I do, by the way,
Native
I do have
American
the share screen available for everybody. So if you do ever feel like pulling something up that you have on hand, you are welcome to do it.
My problem is everything I have is on my phone.
Fair.
Yeah, I need to stop doing that.
You can log in on your phone.
Oh shit, I
flip
can't.
it sideways, and then you can share screen that way.
I could dex my phone too to the computer, but
nice. Well, because we do around here try to share stuff like all the everybody that's out there that's listening and stuff that doesn't get to see all this stuff. If you're interested in some of the things we talk about, I know I repeat this a lot almost every episode, but you guys are always welcome to check the links because I try to share everything that I share on the screen or the other guys share on the screen with each episode to make sure you guys can, do your own research and get back to it yourself. Because if it's one thing I've heard for years and years and years, it's, well, show me proof. Well, fine, here you go. Now it's up to you to figure out how to read it. Like at that point,
that's what fucking is fucked up.
I'm gonna need a source on that, dude.
Yeah,
you're gonna need a peer-reviewed study for that. All right.
I've been pulled down multiple times now with videos that I make that is just proof. And no commentary from me. It's mainstream media talking. It's Fauci talking. It's people it's the experts. I put one up about stratospheric aerosol injections.
Yeah.
Right. And they fucking pulled that one down. I put one up about what was the fucking last one? Oh, the penis facials.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It talked about ambrosia. It talked about Youngblood. It talked about the Fountain of Youth. It talked about Sandra Bullock saying, "Yeah, I inject baby penises in my face." It talked about this Oprah's favorite baby penis.
You're talking about the foreskin. The
foreskin. Yeah.
Creams, which is a real product.
Yeah. This is real.
You can buy it. It's $1,500.
Yeah, but they fucking like TikTok. I'll download TikTok on my phone, throw a video up, and then uninstall TikTok. It's just, but I don't like make TikTok. I only put videos up there. Right? They will not let that fucking.
After I skated by somehow for about 3 years on TikTok without being nuked, and a little while just recently or whatever. I made a post along the lines of voting as slavery with extra steps, and woke up the next morning and my 140,000 and me and everything was just gone. And I was like, fuck, they got me. And like, I found out through a lot of people that I'm connected back with again, that they got them as well. Like they went through and kind of purged them like they did Facebook a little while ago. And
Facebook was hilarious when they did that.
I'm IP banned from TikTok on my phone, so I can only do TikTok on my computer. So I just pop over here and like I've been uploading classic of my photo videos or whatever. Like I actually just before we got on this evening, I threw one up just for shits and grins. That was actually my very first viral TikTok video that I had ever made because I just figured it was time to put it back on there. And it's already skyrocketed up to 10K views in the hour we've been chatting. And I was just like, damn, I guess apparently sometimes it has a knack for bringing good things in, I guess, playing around with it. I always enjoyed TikTok, but I wanted to jump back to a second ago. You guys were talking about the foreskin thing because listen, it just always reminds me of this clip. I know it's a terrible situation in general, but this clip to me is just the funniest fucking shit when they got Steve Harvey.
Yeah, that's the one, man. I got that in my video, and they fucking let it on TikTok. She says this is Oprah's favorite. He's like, oh, if it's Oprah's, give me some of that. You ain't got that volume on. I'll just ad lib to it. Oh, yeah. Why is it red? I don't understand. Oh, let me rub it in. Oh, yeah. Okay. If it's Oprah's favorite, it's my favorite too. And he's like, oh shit, I can't even ball up my hand right now. It's so tight. Skin, look at the wrinkles, is gone. Look at my hand. It's wonderful. Well, that is actually baby penises. What the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, that's baby penises that we emulsified and rubbed on your hand. You telling me you rubbed a baby penis on my hand like that? Basically, that's what was said.
Yeah, and he looks just completely beside himself.
Oh, he was because he's a Christian man.
That is the only acceptable dubbed version of that video that I ever want to see again.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
You better clip that one. You can clip that one.
I got to clip that because it was the best version of it yet. Like
that was I had that clip in my just a little piece of that clip in there. The Sandra Bullock thing, the creator of Ambrosia, a couple news things talking about it, and they will not allow it on TikTok. Every time I post, it doesn't matter what if I put different hashtags. I don't even put anything in the I don't put nothing, no hashtags, no nothing, and it is gone because I went from I didn't use this TikTok. Like 2 years ago, I used it, and then it's like, this is stupid, right? I just left it. And then Anne Hesh, I made a video about Anne Hesh, and my kid's like, why don't you put it on TikTok? So I downloaded TikTok, threw the Anne Hesh video on there, uninstalled TikTok, went to bed. Woke up, it's got like 80-something thousand views. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
What Anne Hesh video are we talking about? Her death video?
The death video, and I did commentary over it, just saying, she wasn't drunk, she wasn't on drugs, blah, blah, blah. And that fucking blew up. And then each video, a couple thousand, and then another couple would hit 67,000.
Because I remember most of the time that the only video you saw was like her being like they edited out the part where she sat up on the fucking gurney.
Oh yeah, that's on TikTok, dude. I put that up because I have it where the barber's talking and he's like, oh yeah, she came in, she wanted a wig, she seemed fine, I know her just right, she wasn't all fucked up, she got the wig, she loved the wig. I was like, oh, you want to buy it? Okay. And I sold her the fucking wig and she left, and then she died, and it was fucked up. And then it shows her fucking fighting these people, as she's getting put into which was the freakiest thing that anybody ever had seen. They murdered her. And then it came out, 3 weeks ago that no, she was not intoxicated. She wasn't fucked up. Either someone took control of her, was it a V-dub, one of those Nazi mobiles, and shot it right into the fucking house. Because again, she had a movie that just came out about trafficking. Her autobiography talks about being molested and shit, and talks about Hollywood. She's been talking and been open about this stuff, and she's another one that won't shut her fucking mouth. So they had to fucking whack her.
Anthony Bourdain
whacked.
You mean the body? You mean the body that they used for Epstein when they were trying to show us pictures of a dead body of Epstein?
Whoa! Yeah.
Oh, you mean the body of Epstein that was missing a few inches?
Yeah,
had the wrong ears.
Was too short. Yeah,
wrong
ears.
Had Bourdain's ears and nose.
Yep.
Because he had been on the freezer.
Thing. That's crazy. You guys ever seen that Mouthy Buddha? His breakdowns, and when he broke that down about the Anthony Bourdain and Obama being over there and the fucking no smoking sign, and then it leads to lady boys and this other shit, and then down to this crazy pedophilia rabbit hole. It's like, what the fuck?
Afghanistan and Bachi Boys.
Yes,
I've never heard of Bachi Boys.
I'd never heard of
people. Look it up. So Bachi Boys, a lot of people that served in Afghanistan really hated that because there was a lot of commanders in the Afghanistan side that practiced that. So what they do is they pick up very poor kids from the hood, from like the poorest neighborhoods of the country, and they get them to do things like dance for them, and they basically prostitute them. So
it wasn't just Afghanistan. It wasn't just Afghanistan. It was in Iraq too.
But it wasn't called bachi in Afghanistan. But yeah, sexual exploitation is not. Yep,
it's not frowned upon in Afghanistan and Iraq.
Yeah, those are little boys.
Yeah,
a lot of American generals and commanders wanted to slaughter these people. Like I'm talking about the Afghani or the Iraqi shitheads that would do these things, but they were not allowed to act on it.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Because of bureaucracy, they weren't allowed to do anything.
Well, and then see, like here in the States, like I'm when it comes to a lot of like, I guess child trafficking and stuff like that, like I'm going to be the first person to stand up and tell you that your children's services are working hand in hand with a lot of other higher ups to definitely be helping in the trafficking of children. And there's a bunch of places that have been caught doing it. And I'm sorry if you don't think that the Department of Children's Services in one place isn't got their hands in doing something similar somewhere else, then you're out of your fucking mind. Like those they are they're some of the worst, honestly. They take kids and make kids' lives so much worse than they ever could have been in the first place in many cases. And it's
because they know they can get some of these kids into these systems and they get lost. They get lost in these systems. It's like I can't remember who I was talking to. I think it might be an episode that got released. I can't remember with who, but talking about like child abduction. Now, I don't know anybody that knows anybody who's had a child abducted, right? But the ones that are going missing are the ones that are in the system, that are in the orphanages, the ones that have, that are in drug-riddled homes and broken homes where they disappear. Nobody gives a shit, right?
Yep.
And you have people who argue, 200 something. I can't remember the exact number. Is it like 200 something? How many kids a day is it?
I'll pull it up real quick.
It's a lot. It's fucking huge. It's a really huge fucking number. And the argument always is
2,300 children a day.
2,300, right? And the argument is like 94% or 90% are runaways, and they get returned the day or the week, But that's still 10%, right? That's still like 230 fucking kids that go missing
Every single day.
Every single day, and are gone.
Everybody remembers when there was that what was it, Wayfair, that was selling the ridiculous price stuff.
I got to see it. Okay. I saw it myself.
I've also seen it on Amazon myself. I've also
there's an explanation for that,
Walmart.com myself. And here recently, I've been hearing a thing going around in the conspiracy world or whatever. I kind of picked it up from my buddy Outsider. He was on here a handful of episodes back. I met him on TikTok, and he's a big advocate for trafficking and stuff, like a big open mouth talk about it kind of guy. And he's been on this thing talking about it. And again, this is conspiracy, but I don't actually put it past anything because of the world we live in today. But he was saying that there are connections in a lot of this weird underground trafficking thing that go back to the Walmarts, and that some of these signs that are up there might not be just missing signs. They might actually be like a fucking menu. Like, that's why there's a reward down there. It's not a reward, it's how much it costs for you to get this person that's on sale. And
so
holy shit, that's
I don't doubt it though. You know what I'm saying? Like, as crazy as shit has
anything's possible, man.
Right. So
anything's possible, man. That's where I'm at. Nothing's real and everything's possible.
And since it is all these big, huge, rich people that are into this trafficking thing, it seems, what a guise is a cover, if you really thought about that. If you have seen all these, when you see these missing signs at the store, you're like, fuck, these are all these missing kids. But the person that has the money in their pocket sees it as, oh, these are what I got to go to the secret room and choose from. And you've always heard all these things about these Walmart's having these secret spots and stuff like that because of their ties to like FEMA and shit like that. So it's not out of the realm of possibility, I believe.
No, because of the connection and, basically the intersections of all the Walmarts. They even went through here in the South and built these Walmart neighborhood markets in all these little towns. And it was a project. Apparently it was a project that only was supposed to run for like 8 years. They shut it down and basically shut all of them. It's like, what the fuck? Well, now they have buildings big enough that they can house, in case of a disaster, they have enough space with the school that's usually in these small towns and now is empty. They also have a fucking Walmart that they can, put people in. And it's Shit, I was gonna say something about the point you were making, and now I fucking forgot.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's
So-
I think that's one of the biggest things that I like to talk about it a little bit, and a lot of other people occasionally bring it up. But
Oh, Burning Sun Club. If you guys ever heard of that.
Sun Club.
What's that?
The Burning Sun Club was in South Korea. Okay, this is fucking crazy because I'm in Arkansas and it's tied to Springdale, Arkansas, which is a couple towns down away from me, right? I'm in basically Walmart country. So there was this website that got busted. Well, I guess this is my theory. The Burning Sun Club was a club in South Korea that basically was ran like you ever seen the movie Hostel?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know how well Wikipedia is going to tell you what the fuck is up, but there was a K-pop, that Korean pop shit.
Yeah.
One of the lead singers of one of these K-pop things had opened this Burning Sun Club. And in this Burning Sun Club, they were basically, it was set up like Hostel, where you could order human beings. You could do whatever you wanted to them. And then there was cleanup crews that would come up behind you and clean up. You understand? So this is what's going on in the Burning Sun Club. So at the same time when this got busted, this fucking pedo website, which they said was one of the biggest pedo caches ever, and it had the craziest shit on it of actual rape videos and just the most grotesque and horrible shit, right? The dude that was down in Springdale was from South Korea, right? He was here in Arkansas. His partner was in South Korea still. They had like these videos. And if you think about what was going on in the Burning Sun Club and what they were supposedly showing on this website, which the FBI busted and then kept running for, I think, 18 months is how long they ran this website. And you know how they busted and tracked everybody? Bitcoin. With Bitcoin. So that's what they followed the nodes on the Bitcoins and were able to fucking bust these wallets and bust these fucking people. But my theory is with Burning Sun Club and that website, they're tied together. And that Burning Sun Club is so fucked up because it was literally an Eli Roth fucking hostel. I mean, who knows? He might have got the fucking idea from the original Burning Sun Club. But they had cleanup crews that would come up behind these guys. Now, it's not just normal fucking Joes going all the way to South Korea. These are rich motherfuckers that do this, and then they have menus where they can pick human beings and shit. Like, these aren't movies.
Hostel, the creator said, I based this off real things.
Oh, did he? Okay,
Yes.
well, yeah, that makes fucking sense.
Found it on the internet. And he was
Eli Roth, when he when he did the first Hostel, was like he felt like his actual life was in danger. He had to change some stuff from the original script. And after it was released, he has stated numerous times, he's like, my life was in danger after releasing that movie.
Yeah, because it's real. It's real shit. This is really going on.
Kind of murder porn, which is
on Hostel.
Bizarre genre of shit. Yeah. Well, so is Saw. Saw is murder porn.
Yeah, I mean, Terrifier is murder porn. I mean, but the Hostel, just the concept of that and the fact that, I mean, it's real. This is going on. This is happening. This is it's not just Hollywood shit, and you'll tell some people that and they'll just call you a fucking Q-tard or something. You're like, oh, do you believe, and it's fucking fact. It's fucking really going on. And the fact that the fucking one dude running the website was just fucking a couple towns down, and then I was attacking the local news on that one because they didn't make a peep of this shit. There was one little thing saying, I can't remember the guy's name, was busted. If I start pulling it up, I could find it, but that he was busted, child porn, and that was it. You got to go into the federal indictments and see exactly what the fuck is going on. And I think like 90 something people in total were busted in that. But again, the FBI took control of this. And I think they had control of that website for 18 months. So think about that one right there. is when the FBI takes control of these things to, you know, bust and snag more people, they're running it, and they're, you know, it's so fucked up.
Well, I mean, we've seen we've seen firsthand ourselves in the recent months how they've been handed over things and, you know, fumbled it and, you know, not done anything about it. Epstein, of course, is an example, and then of course you got Biden's laptop and such is another example. But like, what? Like, let's be real. Other than apparently spending tons of money to spy on all of us through Twitter and Facebook, what the fuck are the FBI doing? Like, they're clearly
they
a joke.
dedicated 80 people just for these stupid little things. Really,
Like the dude who tweeted out,
like
don't
they don't
forget
dedicate.
to.
They've been dedicating too many people to these fringe projects. They're not dedicating people to what matters.
Nope. Yeah, I mean, they went after a guy who said, "Don't forget to vote on Wednesday." And I made this tweet. Like I'd made a tweet a while back where I said Nora O'Donnell's a fucking cunt, right? I usually don't say shit like that, but she's such a fucking cunt. You know, the way she would talk about COVID and she'd always be smiling. This, you know, that Camilla DeVille fucking smile, that fake fucking grin. You know, and I called her a cunt, right? And I tag her, right? Yeah. And my shit got blocked. It said, you got to delete this to get it back on. Well, thinking about it, and with the FBI's involvement, was that an FBI? Was I hit by the FBI on that one? Are those tweets that were shut down like that, like New York Post? Who else got shut down like that? Babylon B, and then there was some other people who were showing screenshots were being shut down. We got to delete these tweets to be able to put these tweets. When they were doing that, is that when the FBI was stepping in? Which I don't know why they got to step in with Nora O'Donnell. I think she could handle herself. She could be like, I'm not a cunt, blah, 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 you know? But no, I mean, she is a fucking cunt. Nora O'Donnell's a fucking cunt. And I said it. I mean, when she was sitting there and she goes, what fucking island was exploding? There was an island exploding, right? Because it was a fucking volcano. And she's sitting there saying, they're evacuating the island except for the unvaccinated. And she's got like this fucking smile on her face. It's like, holy shit, someone needs to fucking just like fucking that bitch right in the face, you know? Sorry. But I think those tweets are when the FBI is involved. The ones that were shutting people down, and you had to go in, you had to fucking either comply and delete your tweet, or you couldn't get back on fucking Twitter. I think those is when the FBI was really stepping into those. I wonder how many of us are on these stupid emails, you know, where they have these Twitter handles in there, and it's like, what the fuck? I mean, they released a list a couple months. And maybe it was last year when they released this report, and in the report had a huge list where it had like these left-wing, you know, extremists and right-wing extremists, and then centrists and stuff. And I remember Jamie Deluxe was on there, and a couple other. I think Charlie Robinson was on the list, and because it was a very detailed list. You were on the list, so
wait, were you on the list, Jim Farm?
I mean, if you're not on the list, what are you even doing online?
Me and my meme crew totally had a couple articles and stuff written in the past about us, and like there was one actually. It was really funny because I was pointing. You know the meme where he's pointing at the TV, the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's like, oh, when that what is that Pizzasky, that Jen lady or whatever that comes up there and runs her fucking mouth. Yeah, she
circle back around to it.
Yeah, circle back around to it. But she was on there and she's like, you know, there's about 12 people, and I said it's 13. Get it right. There's 13 that are producing your misinformation.
And at least 10 of those people were very
Bellingcat was talking shit about you. Bellingcat literally is a psyop operation of the U.S. government.
Yeah,
I got
Vox did an article that actually included like a meme that I posted on.
Oh, please. Can I see that? Please tell me, where do you have that saved? Show it to me, please.
Oh, I gotta find that. It's the old Vox article.
Yeah, Vox, and
I wish Neptune was here. He's got it on hand.
The one group you mentioned, Luis, actually they wrote a whole big thing about misinformation, and
You gotta put it in a Hall of Fame, Jimmy. It's like, oh, look, in your page, you gotta put like Bellingcat calling us out for misinformation.
That's what I do. I screenshot every ban, every block, every fucking shit talk and stuff. So, and I got a folder for it.
Look, they were calling me out for misinformation 7 years ago. Look, it's all true.
Yeah.
So, fuck you.
Yep.
We were convinced that of those 12 or 13 that she said, it was strongly that at least half we made up at least half of those people that were putting out the most misinformation online.
That's an honor, man. It's an honor.
Oh, I took that as an honor. I'm like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I just thought it was ridiculous when they're coming out.
There's a lot of truly harmful people out there. Like, and I'm talking dead serious harmful people that are.
And they all work for the government.
Then they're spreading intentional misinformation related to different topics. So.
And they all work for the government.
I mean, not all of them. Some are shilling because for profit.
Oh, you mean
Bill
like
Hicks?
You mean like Brooklyn Dad Defiant?
Oh, that son of a bitch, dude. He pops up in my Twitter every once in a while.
Oh, every time I pull up my Twitter feed,
is he in Brooklyn? Like, let's find him.
Yeah, I'm like, why is this garbage in my Twitter feed? I like follow nobody like that.
He has that picture on Twitter, and it always reminds me of that dude from Walking Dead. I always think it's the dude from Walking. What's his name? Nemo.
The one that was turned into a beef patty.
No, the guy with the baseball bat.
Oh yeah, the actor.
Negan. Yeah, he's because he's looking down at his camera and shit.
Yeah.
So he knows that's who he looks like, you know.
Oh, he doesn't look like that anymore.
He doesn't look like that, but the way
that picture's like 5 years old.
I know.
At least.
And 5 years up in my Twitter every once in a while because someone will retweet his shit. And
it's like 5 years old and 75 pounds lighter.
Yeah, man. Yeah, these he's another one that they spread just the most vile misinformation.
And see, that JoJo from Jersey got suspended from Twitter. Her Twitter account is not there anymore. The JoJo from Jersey, she was another like liberal shill on Twitter that is just completely gone now. But what did her in was that her real picture got snatched and posted on Twitter, and they ragged her so hard because of the filters she would use and her old picture and just everything she did to her picture to make it look like better was just it was hilarious.
Andrew Tate seems to be using filters. That Andrew Tate guy, he did this rant on his yacht, and his fucking eye was looking like way over here, like this crazy lazy eye. But then I just seen him on Pierce Morgan, and he didn't have a lazy eye. So I don't know if his eye tracking Snapchat filter wasn't working right. If you go watch the one where he's talking about, I think, feminism and shit, his fucking eye, his left eye.
I don't know what it is about that guy that just like why guys feel the need to associate themselves with a guy like that. It was like him and like that dude Liver King fall into the same category of they will like take advantage of this the youth that already have an image problem.
That's a great example. Liver King selling all these stuff. Look, I'll say he did, according to the emails, he did actually follow most of the things he was saying, except the fact that he was taking steroids.
He did he mainlined $17,000 worth of steroids every month.
It's mainly because it was prescription grade pharmaceuticals.
I don't care what you call
I watched his whole, I've never seen the Liver King until this shit happened, and then he was on Andrew Schultz, and I watched the whole thing, and it was like, what the fuck, dude? Because he's sitting on there going,
I don't care what you call it, whether it's prescription grade pharmaceuticals or illegal steroids shipped from Thailand. I don't care what you call it. He took advantage of
Oh,
an
yeah.
entire generation of teenage youth that have a image problem and made money from it, while the
Got 'em to
entire
eat
time
cow balls.
didn't. Oh, he made like so much money.
You got Bert Kreischer to eat balls, I think.
Yeah, while proclaiming that like I don't do steroids. This is all natural.
45.
Outright lying. Yeah, outright lying to people.
You want to know?
You know?
You want to know who else does a really good job about lying, at least about their age?
Bill Hicks.
Bill Hicks.
I mean, how old? Okay, look it up. How old is Alex Jones supposed to be? Just
Mid
show it-
40s.
Show it on the screen. Just show
He's
it on the
supposed to be in
screen
his
quick.
mid 40s.
Let me look up.
He's supposed
Bill
to be in
Hicks,
his
bro.
mid 40s.
I'm looking it up right now.
Oh, Alex Jones. He's 45, I believe. I think he's 5 years older than
There's no way that dude-
They claim he's 48 years old.
Oh, 48.
Okay.
There's no way he's.
There's the claim that he's 48 years old, and like
There's no way he's 6 years.
let me
older than
find a recent pic, like, because they're telling me that this guy.
Alex Jones recent. So what happened? Alex Jones,
Yeah.
man.
So he should.
I know he was
so
banging Blair White.
Is he
But
48 or 60?
I mean, there we go.
I mean, he does talk about liking the transitioned fellow.
dude, there was a picture that they took together, and she was like my king or something like that. And to each their own, Alex.
This is you're telling me this is you're telling me this is only 48 and not closer to 60 like Bill Hicks would be.
So Bill Hicks would be 61 years old now.
I don't know. I mean, you got to think about. I mean, I'm surprised this motherfucker hasn't dropped dead from a heart attack. You know, the screaming, the how amped he fucking gets and shit. How has he not?
His supplements keep him alive.
You know, especially when he's sitting there like the 9/11 episode of Joe Rogan, when him and Eddie Bravo were on there, and Eddie just kind of derailed the whole thing, and fucking Alex just got drunk as shit. You know, turning red. You know, yelling, and like how he didn't just have a cornea and fucking drop right there. Like, it's crazy.
Speaking of Bill Hicks,
Essence,
did you
yeah.
hear that they removed bankruptcy protection from Alex Jones, and he will not be able to declare bankruptcy to protect himself from the 1.5? What is it going to be?
Billion.
Oh,
It's $1 trillion now, I think.
No. They lowered it back down to 1.25 billion.
Oh.
Yeah, he can't file bankruptcy to protect himself
But
from.
the family said that they're not pursuing it yet.
Well, that was so
I hope
fucked up,
they
man.
do.
When you seen in the courts where the judge is like, you can't fucking plead innocent. You can't do this. You can't say this. You can't. What the
My
fuck?
my only argument to all
It
of
was
the Alex
kangaroo
Jones stuff.
court.
Listen, yes, my only argument to all of the Alex
That's
Jones
why he
stuff.
went crazy.
If he was truly being a true put the stuff out there journalist, he would have got the Gary Webb Award years ago.
Yeah, I mean, they're like agents of chaos. They're these people that are put out to, whether he's Bill Hicks or not, they're put out there to.
What is he exposed?
Bohemian Grove.
They're turning the frogs gay.
That was back in the 90s
The frogs gay? No.
that he did that.
No.
You don't just get into Bohemian Grove.
No, and he says that
Willy-nilly.
he thinks he was set up. He was that someone fucking let him in there to. He says that, not me. I'm just saying what
I know.
what he said. But he did come on Andrew Schultz dressed as a woman. His second time on Andrew Schultz, he comes out dressed as a woman. We all know that symbolism and stuff. And then got to sit there and talk about January 6th, and has never been indicted or anything, right?
And as I like to always bring up the great Bill Cooper and all of the great information that man actually released. He even, he wasn't a big fan of Alex Jones either, because Alex Jones tried to make it seem like Cooper was someone that he wasn't, because Cooper was out there exposing him for being a fraud. And it, then of course Cooper ends up dead. We all know that story and stuff. Like he suicided himself too. But like it's it's always the same stuff, and that's why I think that there was a kangaroo horse and pony show for that whole thing. That
It was
like,
bullshit. If you
Yeah.
watch it, it's just so he went ape shit because they went ape shit stupid. Now, I will say there was no worse betrayal I've ever witnessed in my entire life than his lawyer sending him his entire iPhone backup to the.
Oh
I
yeah.
like this site.
So
I'm like,
check this out.
How can he sue his own lawyer for?
So-
Why didn't he fire him right on the spot?
Right.
You know, he goes, "You got your Perry Mason moment," and he should have stood up and said, "And you're fucking fired." Nah, man. There's something in those fucking text messages and in those emails that is like if anything, I would assume like a setup type thing. Kind of like when Trump hired Acosta, you know, to be, I think, Attorney General. And then that's when the Epstein shit blew up and they're like, oh, Trump hired this Epstein guy. He's you know, he was at the Epstein Island. Then they find out it was like Clinton and all the Democrats and Kevin Spacey and Chris, you know, Tucker and all these fucking, you know, the people on their team and that they liked. And then they're like, wait, so the lawyers are saying Trump wasn't there? What the fuck is going on here? And then that kind of just disappeared. And then they arrested Epstein and then fucking he died. Mysteriously. Yeah, he fucking died.
Well, the locker that might have had the evidence was on fire
In New York?
a week ago. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that is right away you have like these tweeters who would tweet out and go, "Oh, all the Pfizer documents are in that warehouse." Like, what the fuck? Like,
What are you?
why would the
talking about?
Pfizer documents be in a warehouse in Brooklyn? Like,
Yeah.
no,
Well, I
the
mean,
Wiener
right.
laptop. The Wiener laptop battery went bad. It burst into flames and just burned down the whole fucking evidence room.
Can you imagine it was Anthony?
That's what I said. I was like, it was probably the fucking Anthony Weiner laptop fucking
It was Hillary
battery
Trigger
blew up.
from her grave. It's like, when I die, I will burn it all.
Lit it up, burned it all down.
Is
Fucking
that
all
one
their
still
fucking
alive?
evidence.
Are they still alive? Those evil Clinton people.
The evil Clintons?
Oh, bro, come on. You know, the Clintons were probably the first ones in line to buy the Trump NFTs.
Man, the Trump fucking NFT. I think Jake Paul was involved with the NFTs, I'm assuming. But
No.
what is fucking crazy is like I was on a Twitter space when he dropped those, and he had the First Amendment, you know, layout of what he wants to do if he gets into office. Inauguration day, you know, get rid of the Fed, get the Fed, you know, all the alphabet agencies out of social
Now,
media, blah blah blah.
Everybody wants him to get rid of the Fed.
Yeah, and see, they
Everyone
fucking
wants
it gets covered up by an NFT announcement. Dude, when you watch that commercial, it's just like he doesn't even buy it. But I was so busy laughing at the commercial, you know, I didn't even think of the fandom of these fucking whack jobs, right? That I didn't know there was 45,000 of them for one, but now they're worth like what, 800, 900 bucks because the way the NFT market works.
Yeah, God.
But 45,000 when I was reading it on the spaces, because I went right into the fine print of the prizes and like the cash value, which, dude, the cash value to the prizes and then what you can actually trade for, which isn't the cash. It's always a exclusive Trump NFT. There's already 45,000 fucking Trump NFTs. How much more exclusive can you fucking be? Like, what other G.I. Joe fucking pose can you make? Like 45,000 different fucking poses of Trump in like pilot costumes and like the Statue of Liberty and like, oh, now he's standing like this with the Statue of Liberty and oh, he's rustling a bear and like, I don't even know. There was 8 of them on the website. You had to sign in a fucking email to see the rest. I didn't want to see the fucking rest of them. But then the prizes, like there's a one-on-one meet, 20 minutes with Trump, right? You know what the cash value? Priceless. But you know what you can trade it for? An exclusive Trump NFT. Now there's a prize for a 1-hour golf outing with Trump, you and 2 buddies. 1 hour. 1 hour. Not 20 minutes, 1 hour. Golf. Business is done on the golf course with Trump, right? You get this 1 hour with Trump. The cash value, $550. Or you can trade it for $550. It's $550. Like, do I just got to go to Mar-a-Lago and pay $550 and go on an outing with Trump? Like, what the fuck? Who's making these cash values?
You can go golf with Trump for $500. You know how many people are going to do that in the
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just who put the cash value on this. You've got an hour.
Nobody's going to trade that because that's, first of all, who won it, right? And there's probably a non-tradable element to it. Let's see. I don't know how they're treating the NFTs, but the prize associated with the ones that win certain prizes.
2,553 prizes out of the 45,000. There's like 5 golden tickets.
Are nothing, and then there's the meeting Trump for an hour. And
yep.
You can do a Zoom with Trump.
Well, the Zoom is funny because 2,000 of the 2,553 tickets is a 10-minute or a 20-minute Zoom call with you, Trump, and 1,999 other people. Like, there's 4 of us. There's 4 of us on this Zoom.
The only one 2,000. Yeah, the only one that's worth it is literally the golf game.
The golf. There's 2 golf trips. One's worth $750, and the other's $550. I mean, one you can trade for $550. The other you can if you can't make it. Right, you can't pay airfare and travel and shit because that's not included. I don't even think a golf cart
for $30,000, $50,000. Hey,
I don't even think a golf cart is included. You have to rent your own golf cart when you get there. I think.
No, you're playing with him. There's a golf cart available. What are you talking about? Dude,
a $500 value. I don't think I never got into those tiny details on the trips, but I have a feeling. You got to rent your own golf cart.
No, you're playing with him.
Yeah, he's got his own golf cart.
He's like, he just drives by. He's like, hey,
hey, that was great.
What?
He's got to hurry up so someone can move his ball or something, I heard.
But, I mean, he probably doesn't play a fair game.
He's not
anyway.
a bad golfer, which is interesting. I mean, he plays golf all the time, but he's evidently not a terrible
Tommy Chong tried to give me this analogy of Trump and golf, and it was like this long drawn out thing of how Trump cheats and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, I've never played golf with the guy, I don't know what the fuck he does, and then he gets done with the analogy and I'm like, oh, that's kind of like if you don't put your shopping cart back in the corral, you're an asshole. He's like, oh yeah, that is a better analogy. Like, he did this really long drawn out thing, like, you can't, if you miss, we let you go again. Yeah, but if you have too many go agains, you fucking suck. You suck at it. Like, you're supposed to have the least amount of goes at it, just because we let you keep going. That just means you fucking suck. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean you're cheating or Trump's cheating. It just means you fucking suck. Yeah, that interview was weird because he kept wanting to bring up Trump. He was telling me a story from the mid 50s. And he's like, but the Trumpsters ruined it. And I'm like, what the fuck? There was no Trumpsters.
What did the 50s have to do with anything?
Well, he started out in music. He was in a band who would open for like I think they opened for like Elvis and like for those old Chuck Berry and shit like that.
Yeah.
And he started talking about how at some point the crowd started to be divided, and it was the Trumpsters on one side and then, the other side. And it's like, this is the 50s, dude. Like, the Trumpsters didn't fucking.
Yeah, and kind of hopping back over to you there for a minute as well. I've been thumbing through your page and stuff since I've been messaging you and checking out the stuff you got going on. I've seen you had that interview with that, and actually seen here recently your excitement about Sergeant Slaughter giving you a follow. And listen, I thought that was pretty cool because when I was a kid, my mom and her best friend, they had a earlier history prior to like my dad with Hawk and Animal. So there was a lot of
Oh,
times.
fuck the Road Warriors.
So there was a lot of times where we would have these family get-togethers, and a bunch of old school wrestlers would show up to the house. And I'm talking Jake the Snake, Sergeant Slaughter, the Road Warriors, and stuff like that. Because my uncle Mike would do, when they were still in like the low level, he would do like manager stuff for them and stuff like that when he was on, when they were here in like the Deep South wrestling at the time. And so, like, when I seen that the other day, I was like, oh man, if Sergeant Slaughter likes the guy, then I know I'm going to like the guy, because I love Sergeant Slaughter. Like, when I remember being a kid and just meeting this mountain of a man and him picking me up and putting me on his shoulder and shit. And when you're like 6 years old, that's the most amazing thing in the world, to see the dude that's on TV slamming people left and
Fucking
right.
G.I. Joe Sergeant Slaughter.
Coming over to your house to, hang out, because they all know your mom and family and shit like that from growing up down here and in that part of Georgia and shit like that. And so like all those classic guys and those old school wrestlers, man, like they got a good place in my heart, and a lot of them still live down here in this area. There's still a lot of, I guess, not like semi-professional wrestling out in the area that I'm at.
Yep.
And you see a lot of the guys they can't make it in the big league anymore, or they retired from that and have started things on the outside and stuff like that. And the one that's closest to the house that happens once a month, Teddy Long is totally their announcer or whatever, like during each episode. And I'm like, oh man, I remember when he was running around on SmackDown and running around as a manager and shit for people and stuff like that. And we had one of the Steiner guys out here just not that long ago too. And it's good to see these guys kind of rotating around and stuff still. And like I said, I just always find it fun when we get to talk about some of these old guys, or I get to run across them, because it's cool knowing that, like, I got to hang out with these guys on a side basis when I was a little kid for no reason at all, other than my mom was totally in deep with those guys way back in the day.
Yeah, a listener of mine who he started his own podcast called Nice Guy Andy.
Yeah.
And they cover wrestling, down in the South. He's out of Kentucky.
Okay.
And he'll have wrestlers on, and I think like they have those small market wrestling crews still to today,
Dude, for
And the
15,
Sergeant
15
Slaughter
bucks,
thing
I can go for $15. I can go stand ringside.
Yeah, yeah. That Sergeant Slaughter thing, he had tweeted out, you got to earn my follow, right? So I just told him the story of when I got bullied on the bus, and some bully took my brand new fucking Sergeant Slaughter. Was like, check this out, and he started twisting it. You know how the GI Joes had the rubber band in the middle, and he started twisting it, and you could let go, and they'd do a helicopter chop. This motherfucker, this fucking asshole. Right, I was in kindergarten. This fucking asshole fucking whines my Sergeant Slaughter, whines my fucking Sergeant Slaughter, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then snap, broke my Sergeant Slaughter in half, handed it back to me, and fucking, I was a little kid, After that, I said, no one's ever fucking with me again. Bought 2 revolvers, and a bigger Sergeant Slaughter. I was just kidding. I was bullied a lot. But I told him that story, and then I woke up, I think this morning or yesterday, and he gave me a follow. It's like, I'll be damned.
Heck yeah, dude. So, and I do want to give you a little bit more time to plug there. I know you do your show every Sunday and stuff like that. I know we're getting close to wrap up time on our end. And I like to make sure that you get to tell people where they can find you at. Of course, I make sure I share all your links and stuff. But if you like to give all the folks out there a heads up of where they can find you at.
Yeah, usually Sunday nights at 6 p.m. Central Time, I do a live show on ATN.live. I'm taking the rest of the year off. I won't be back on live until sometime in January after the 1st. But anything, any links, anything, you go right there, rained-out-rantcast.com. Go down to the bottom, click on any one of the badges, and it takes you to whatever site you want to go to, Twitter, Spotify. Probably need to update my clips, but yeah, you click on any of those badges, you go to buymeacoffee.com/rantcast. You can help my show out. It's only $1. Buy me a beer, man. And that's rained-out-rantcast.com.
Fantastic,
hit the Telegram a lot. I don't know if you guys are on the Telegram. I meant to ask that. I like Telegram. I don't know, you guys on it?
We have our own like podcast group, like Signal chat that we do, but like I'm on other folks' Telegrams because there's a lot of people that I meet on here and stuff like that invite me over to their Telegram. It seems to be the new cool place. I guess I need to start one and keep up with everybody else.
I like Telegram because I screenshot and screen mirror everything, and it's a pain in the ass because then I got to go back in and reframe it and all this bullshit.
Tried the Telegram bots?
No, I just know that you can download anything right on the click, boom, and it just downloads. Done.
So
I haven't played with
show you an
Telegram
example.
bots.
So Instagram Saver bot, you can just put in the link and it'll produce you a video you can just download.
Oh shit!
This is
checking out
TikTok,
this fucking bots.
Instagram and YouTube. I just put in the link and out comes
I know there's one of those bots on Twitter where you can you see a video and you can say such and such. It's one of those ones that makes the podcast
it's
clips.
like that. It's
Headliner.
One's called Instagram Saver Bot. It might ask you to follow some stupid pages, but you can just follow them and then mute them and then unfollow them when you don't care.
Yeah, because you got to fucking screenshot everything, man. And I feel like they're going through my shit and erasing certain things. I know I've got screenshots. And
I
then
totally
they're not
understand that. And there's also there's one that I use actually myself for doing. It works for YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, video or something like this. And you pop it in this guy right here at Authio, it will immediately download it for you. Like and I'm the world's worst at it too, but I do the same thing you do a lot with like the screenshots and my phone. Luis is always saying he'd love to like see my organization one day, and I think that if he looked at my phone,
It's so hard to organize on the phone.
He'd probably be like, "How do you do this?" And I'm just gonna be like, "It's just how I do it. Like it might not look organized to you, but my brain knows where it all is."
Like I think I have 12,000 videos just on this one right now.
On your phone?
Oh no, I guess not. 2,915 videos, just videos. I mean, it's quite a few. Every once in a while, I have to go in. I got to pull everything off, and then I got to reformat the phone to get rid of the shit that's in the background.
15,000
videos.
15,000, and just pictures I have here though. Yeah. Oh, thousands upon thousands.
Yeah, dude, it's and then I've cleaned my phone out multiple times. That's why I got to have multiple drives, and I just use a junk drawer and throw everything in the junk drawer, and then go through and try to fucking and then build shows. Like I like using StreamYard if I do video or anything like that and have guests on, because I can be working when I had a job, and I can open StreamYard on my phone browser, and then I can load clips right into it that has my show loaded and ready to go. So when I'm doing the show, I just click my clips and they automatically play, and I ain't got to worry about it or dig for it. StreamYard is one of those I wish I would have took right off the bat instead of Zoom. Nothing against Zoom, but StreamYard's got all these. It's geared to the podcaster and someone with a show. Zoom, I guess if you run through OBS, you can have the same type of thing. And Dave Weiss, he does a fucking great job with the background, using the backgrounds on Zooms to be able to do flat Earth stuff.
I do my little TV. Like I got this off of Zoom.
Because Zoom's added a couple things recently.
Like people have told me to jump over to StreamYard, and when I'm on my live show on Saturday on the Red Pill Project, Makes You Think with Vince Taglavia, he runs everything through OBS. But I'll be honest with you, I straight up just record everything on Zoom and just fly from there.
If you don't do live, I mean, StreamYard's a lot. It's geared more for the live because you can just one click, and it streams out to every Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, your pages, all that shit.
And Fox Luis down there, he's always playing with the different things sometimes when he gets in.
You guys ever play with a Snap Camera?
I don't think I've played that much with
Snap Camera. If you download that, then you can use Snapchat filters.
Interesting.
You put people's faces on. Some of my filters that I built through now I can't remember the fucking software that I use. Some of my masks that I built, like I did a Tekashi 691. And it's got like over 10,000 downloads. It's like every once in a while on Snapchat, I'll get a fucking hit up and it'll go, nice. Your filter has hit like 20,000 downloads. And it's like Harrison Ford. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Something random, no. Well, man, tonight I think has been an absolute great night. I actually can't wait to have you back for another episode. We've had a blast with you over here tonight. And, believe it or not, you've met very little of my crew. There's a handful more co-hosts that pop in and out of here on the regular basis that, take turns interchanging. But these two guys right here are my ride or dies when it comes to the show. They're always
get
here
the
with
fuck
me.
out of here.
Yeah, dude. These guys are. And I guess with that,
Zoom. I fucking hate Zoom now.
And so with that, I like to go around the table and ask if you guys have any last minute thoughts or rants you want to go on before we get ready to close out. You got any last minute stuff for us there, Chris, before I go around?
Oh man,
first.
No. Check out Rained-Out Rant Cast. Go to buymeacoffee.com/rantcast.
Yeah.
Help a brother out, man.
And you guys know I'll have all those links so that you can get over there and buy this guy a beer, man. He definitely deserves one. He seems like it's got it going on over there.
Yeah, I'm about to be fucking homeless. I got no job right now.
We need to help him out before he gets into any more trouble, man. He seems like a great guy going on here. So, Bandit, you got anything for me tonight, bud?
I got nothing, man. It's been good.
I think
it's been good. Fun.
Luis, any words of wisdom for me?
Bond questioning.
Yeah, man.
Well, you guys know that I can't leave out of here without giving you a joke, of course. But before I do, you guys make sure that you check all these links to get back and show Chris some love. You can check out all the links from the show that we've shared here this evening and stuff we've talked about. You can find all of that at unconstitutionalawakening.com. Make sure you're following us over there on Facebook at Captain Conspiracy and the Freedom Pirates. We got all kinds of good stuff going on there for memes, and there's links to get back to all of our separate social medias back over there at unconstitutionalawakening.com if you ever want to check in and see what we got going on. You guys feel free to reach out to us, and we thank you all for tuning in. And you guys know I'm gonna leave it like this. So what's the difference between a hungry pirate and a drunken pirate?
What's that?
One has a rumbling tummy and the other one's a tumbling rummy. You guys have a good night. Thank you.